Probably shouldn't make the video. I'm not ready. It's raining. My voice doesn't sound right to me. It never sounds right on these videos. I hear it, and my voice just sounds feeble and weak and enervated. I feel like an effete egghead who can't make the video. But I'm going to make the video because one of you guys inspired me. You said, McMahon, I don't know. You can write your little blog, but there's something about communication in a video essay style. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Seiko Tuna. It's on the original stock bracelet, and I have 7 watches in my collection. For 2 years, I've had nothing but straps. And in my heart of hearts, I think I like the straps the most. But I have 3 bracelets on. I won't explain. Why do I have 3 bracelets and then 4 straps on my other watches? So, it's a long story, but let me give you an analogy. When you drive, you have your practical car. Let's say you have a Toyota Camry. That would be my watch on a strap. Practical, comfortable, low-key. It's a low-key situation. And then you have your Porsche Carrera. And it just, to mix things up a bit, you're going to go out for a drive in your Porsche Carrera on PCH while listening to your favorite Beach Boys song. Wouldn't it be nice? And so this is kind of like having a Porsche Carrera, just to change things up. You know what? I don't think I would have wore bracelets, but there was, you know, the whole study, the FKM, the Forever Chemicals, and then my favorite straps, which are coming out with hydrogenated rubber. So I'll be getting some of those once that comes out. Divecore is coming out with hydrogenated rubber. And they say they don't want to deal in the description, you know, with the reputation of Forever Chemicals. So this is, you know, great hydrogenated rubber material, but they do say that it's not as heat, cold resistant and resistant to weather fading as the FKM, but they're going to go with it. So that's the plan, man. But this tuna is really nice on the bracelet. It's very monochromatic. I dig it. And I now have 7 watches. I don't think I could get any more. I always want to buy a new watch because I do have a watch addiction. There are a couple of Citizen Atessa watches I like. They both cost, I don't know, there's this new one. Costs like over $2,000. You can only buy it on the Citizen website. It's a limited edition. It's nice. I don't know the model number. Then there's an all black one that's about, you know, $1,400-$1,500. The thing is, you know, you buy one of those things and it's more like the thought of owning it is the enticement, but actually owning it tends to be a letdown. I tend to only wear diver watches in reality, and having gone through this cycle for 20 years, I just can't stand flipping watches. It doesn't make me happy. Flipping watches is not for me. It's just too stressful, and I can't focus on what I have. So I don't flip. And so even though there's stuff I want, I see these things as more of a symbol of like asserting my self-importance, or some sort of desperate attempt at relevance. You know, I was watching this Eddie Murphy documentary yesterday. It's called Being Eddie. You know, I grew up with Eddie Murphy, not as my friend. I watched his comedy and his movies and stuff in the 80s. So I have fond memories of Eddie Murphy. Plus, Eddie Murphy yelled at my father-in-law. My father-in-law has so many stories he could tell you. He was the Arrowhead water delivery guy in Beverly Hills. He knew like 100 celebrities. But Eddie Murphy had these attack dogs. I think they were Dobermans, and they attacked my father-in-law. And he jumped on Eddie Murphy's Lamborghini, some kind of car like that. He's on top, and Eddie Murphy comes out, with a Perrier and a bathrobe, and he's yelling at my father-in-law to get off his $200,000 car. And my father-in-law, you get your dogs down, and I'll get off your car. So it was funny. I'm watching the documentary, and Eddie Murphy says he no longer has dogs; he now has cats. So I can tell my father-in-law it's safe now to deliver. Anyways, my father-in-law retired. But Eddie Murphy said something that stuck with me. He says, I'm not a comedian, I'm not an actor, I'm not this. I'm just an artist, and I do a variety of stuff, and I don't force anything. I don't grunt and force my way to achieve something creatively. I'm not going to row the boat. I'm more of that dude who sails. I'm on a sailboat. I'm on a yacht. I let the wind blow me into the direction. And I kind of feel that way about watch collecting. Don't force yourself to be relevant or force yourself to get some new thing, just to scratch an itch. Just relax and let the sailboat go its way. And so I did that. And I think I've been happier with my collection, having a smaller collection. I really enjoyed the straps. Had that FKM scare not gone away, I probably would have just sailed with straps indefinitely. But because of that, it kind of forced me to put bracelets on, and now it's like my collection feels like it has more variety because the bracelets totally changed the watch, and it's a totally different experience. A little too blingy for me maybe, but that's okay. It's okay. I don't mind driving the Porsche out once in a while. So I find myself in a situation where I don't want to flip and force some kind of relevance by getting some new thing. Speaking of flipping, I've had the same computer for 7 years. I have an Acer Predator Triton 500 with an RTX 2080. It was a review thing. It was a review model when I used to work for Amazon Vine, which I quit about 6 months ago. I didn't think the products were scintillating enough to be worthy of my my labor, so I dropped out of the program. But that was probably the best thing that I ever got when I was reviewing stuff for Amazon Vine. It was a $3,200 laptop, overpowered for my purposes, but it's worked flawlessly for almost 7 years. I have it hooked up to an Asus gaming monitor, 4K. I got a mechanical keyboard, and I honestly don't need to flip it. I could probably keep it for another 2-3 years. It's kind of weird though when you have the same computer and you see all these new specs coming out, the RTX 5070, the Ultra 9, the Mac Mini with the M4 Pro chip. You look at all this stuff and you go, what am I doing, man, with a 7-year-old computer? It's kind of like when you want to buy a new watch to assert your relevance, but I don't want to row the boat up the stream. I just want to sail and relax. I'll get a computer when I need to get a computer. So I'm not going to be desperate to connect with the watch community just by forcing a new watch purchase. I think the connection can go deeper than that. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot about connection lately. Let me give you another example. A study came out yesterday about ultra-processed foods and young adults. I have young adults. I have twin daughters. So you eat a bunch of ultra-processed foods, and you're at higher risk for depression, type 2 diabetes, and colorectal cancer. And young adults eat about 70 to 80% of their food is ultra-processed foods. My daughters are no exception. They like Krispy Kreme donuts. They like Monster drinks, Red Bull, Starbucks cold dessert drinks, iced coffees that are like desserts in a cup, donuts, chips, cookies, and pizza, and their friends like it. And you know, what am I going to do? Am I going to give them this study? And let's say they listen to it. The thing is, the way they eat, it's not just the dopamine addiction from all that salt, fat, and sugar from those ultra-processed foods. It's the connection with their friends. Their friends are all eating it. And I think the drive for connection is so strong. I believe that these studies will not impede my daughters or the young generation from changing eating habits. I'm going to tell my daughters, look, man, I'm going to get you alternative snacks, hummus, trail mix, guacamole, protein shakes. But I don't know if it's going to work, man. I'm going to have a talk with them and my wife later. I think the drive for connection is so strong. The other occurrence where I thought about the importance of connection is yesterday I got my teeth cleaned. So I've been getting my teeth cleaned for 50 something years, and every time I go, the hygienist, the dentist, they lecture me on how to brush your teeth, how to floss your teeth, how to brush the gums, and I nod obediently, and I make promises that I can't keep. And I do what they tell me to do for a couple weeks, and then I fall into laxity. McMahon fell into a state of laxity. Yeah, whatever. And then they scold me again, 4 or 6 months later, and it's so funny. Yesterday I told the office manager, I've known her for about 8 years, aren't we all professional bums? Aren't we all lazy bums who just rely on you guys to fix our problems? We don't do what you tell us. You don't have one A patient who does everything you tell him. Am I right? And she looks around at the waiting room and she goes, no comment. And I go, oh, so I am right. So that was funny. But when I'm thinking of connection yesterday, I asked the hygienist to just use the manual tools for my cleaning. I don't like the new ultrasonic stuff because it hurts. I can't eat. Back in the day, when I would get my teeth cleaned, it would be relaxing. I'd almost fall asleep. The new ultrasonic stuff is not cool. It's very nerve-wracking. It's invasive. It's too cold. It's too something. I don't like it. So she was a great hygienist. She used manual tools, except for the bottom front teeth. She had to use the ultrasonic whatever. That's cool. But as she was cleaning my teeth, my dentist was doing some procedures. I think these were aesthetic restorative procedures, not the high-intensity drilling, cavity drilling. These were more relaxed, aesthetic restorative procedures. I don't know, some kind of a crown adjustment or something. And these were middle-aged men. And the conversations were so chill, so casual. They were talking about sports, camping, going on family vacations. And there was a comfortable, relaxed nature to the conversations as I was getting my teeth cleaned. And listening to Bread's Gonna Make It With You, David Gates and Bread, 70s easy listening's on in the background. I thought back to the 60s when my dad would take me to old school barbershops. And these barbershops were old school. They'd be next to like a car mechanic. You could smell the comforting smell of car mechanic grease. And my dad would get these old school shaves. My dad was in the Army. I mean, I'm talking about old school, man. I'm talking about single blades, hot washcloths, steam, the smell of menthol. What is it, Barbazol or something? I don't know, man. And I'm reading a Mad magazine. But the thing about those barbershops in the 60s is my father and the other people getting their hair cut and getting, you got a barber, man. You must trust this barber, man. He's got a single blade on your stubble. And he's got your head wrapped in a towel of boiling hot water. but the conversations were like the ones I heard yesterday. So full of almost a gentleness, a tenderness, a joy, almost like the reason why we're here on earth, the reason for living, is to enjoy those small everyday moments. And that's, man, I think that's gotten lost a lot. Everything's so hyper intense in digital media, peddling moral outrage, Liver King, and then like all my YouTube feed, I don't know who they think I am. It's always so and so is doomed, so and so's career is ruined. It's like there's this one guy, he makes his whole living telling you that Mike Israel's career is over because his PhD's not legit, and he's getting lots of hits. I guess his doom and his moral outrage is making him money. I'm not in that game, man. I'm at the point in my life where it's those barbershop conversations. That's the meaning of life, man. There was a certain, I don't know, a tenderness, a gentleness, an authenticity, a calm. That's where I want to be, man. And I was feeling that yesterday. So if you go onto a Random Rob watch live thing, and that's what you're getting. I mean, yeah, people are talking about watches on the Random Rob live scenarios, but it's to me, it's a barbershop situation. People are just relaxed and they're having fun over life's small. They're not sweating the big things you can't sweat the big stuff all the time. And those connections are so important. I think it's going to be hard to get my daughters off the very foods, the ultra processed foods that their friends eat. It's hard for me not to be online and think about making purchases and see all this outrage and adrenaline. I think if I was to make a video, I would rather the video be that casual, authentic space that I can remember my father occupying with his barber and those other dudes. It's like there's this barber shop with like 12 people in it, and we're all on the same vibe. I mean, I'm just a little kid, like I'm 7 years old or whatever. I'm reading a Mad magazine. I got my bazooka bubble gum. I'm going to get my hair cut. There is this level of trust and authenticity. No one's trying to blow smoke up your you-know-what to get you full of adrenaline or fear or moral outrage. Man, I miss that, man. I think, I don't think it's healthy for us to be unhinged all the time. And I think that's why I had to stop flipping watches. It wasn't healthy. It was a man unhinged. Should that be the title of this video essay? It's not going to be the title. You know why? A Man Unhinged is too histrionic. It's too theatrical. It's the antithesis of the very kind of calm I'm trying to express in this video, man. There's no way I'm going to call it A Man Unhinged. I'm not going to give you some sensationalism. I'll come up with a title. I'll think of something. I don't know, man. But I was backing off making these videos because I was enjoying writing this blog for my own, therapeutic reasons, just to process the chaos of the world and give it order and to process it my own way. But one of you who's a musician says, McMahon, I've been looking at your videos for a long time, and I enjoy them, and I know you don't make as many as you did because you're not flipping watches, but you'll get back to it, man. I'm a musician. Sometimes I don't write songs for a long time, and then I get back into it, and you'll get back into it, but I don't mind that at all, and I do think that communicating a video essay brings out a different part of your personality than just writing, and I think you connect with people in a video essay in deeper, more real ways than you do in writing. I mean, writing is its own thing. It's apples and oranges, really. You can't compare them. But so forgive me if this was a ramble. What I was trying to do was go from connecting to my watches, now that I have a garage full of Camrys and Porsche Carreras, to not being a flipper and to trying to deal with my daughter's health in a world where connecting with their peers through all these marketed processed foods becomes more important than their health. And then kind of a nostalgia, man, for a certain type of conversation people used to have with one another that I see is lacking in an age of constant adrenaline and hype and moral outrage. I can't do that, man. I just can't do it. I refuse to do it. But tell me what you think, man. Do you think it's cool to have maybe like a few bracelets back into my collection? Do you feel that ever feel that you got your comfort watches? You know, they're more like the Toyota Camry, and then you got your more sensation, high performance Porsche Carrera watches that it's kind of nice to have for special occasions. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to continue trying to make videos in this vein. If I can do so without prosecution or castigation. Let me know what you think. And until next time, I'm out.